Welcome to the Complete Fitness Podcast with Core 4 Complete Fitness. Your episode is starting in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, what is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Complete Fitness Podcast. This is me, Evan. Thank you so much for listening and or watching. Check in with yourself. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Hope you had a better week than I did. Tough one for old Evie boy. Not the end of the world. We're fine. We're always fine. It's never that big of a deal. And that is a great lesson just in general, right? The hardest thing you have ever done. Think about the hardest thing you have ever done. And now think about the fact that you did it. You're able to listen to this podcast every week, which I'm sure all of you do. Every single week, you're still able to turn it on in your car, turn it on YouTube, however you're doing it. You're able to click the subscribe button and subscribe. Yes, I'm being silly, but also think about it. You got through the hardest thing you've ever done. Think about the hardest thing you've ever done, and now think about the fact that you got through that shiz. You did it. And there's power in that. And the reason I'm talking about that, leading off with that, is because, I always like to ask how you're doing, even though you can't answer me. I want you to think about how you're doing, check in with yourself, because I was tested this week for sure. My week never really started the way that I put it. We were busy last weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and then Sunday night comes around. That's kind of when you wind down, give the baby a bath, get everything situated, and our power goes out in dramatic fashion. Power line in our backyard catches on fire. We call it a fire department because the flames are falling onto our shed. Rowan's in the bathtub. All the power's out. So I get Rowan out of the bathtub, standing there, with this wet baby, watching our backyard catch on fire. It's me being dramatic. But, there was literally power line here. It catches on fire, sparks, and then it goes right down like a cartoon fuse. The whole line catches on fire and then just stays on fire. So it's just this burning orange line all the way to our neighbor's yard. That's where it really caught on fire. A tree fell down, broke her fence, all this kind of stuff. So it's pretty dramatic. Meanwhile, of course, we lose power. And that's Sunday night. So then Monday, we were able to stay the night because it was 70 degrees, summer. It was nighttime anyway. So Chan and I just, hung out, and Rowan was able to sleep. And so wasn't the end of the world that night. However, Monday was trouble, right? We had to figure out Wi-Fi because Candace works from home. So she had to figure out how to work. So she was coming back and forth from the gym when she was there. Rowan obviously had to be there. Rowan had nap time. So I would take Rowan to and from. And so it was a very unorthodox day. Didn't get done as much as I normally would like to on Monday. Monday turned into Tuesday. Tuesday, they're telling us all this stuff about, you're going to get power back. And I'm sitting there staring at my backyard going, this is not true because nobody is here. You can keep telling me that stuff's going to be repaired, but I'm watching my backyard and I'm seeing that nobody is here working on this. So thanks, but no thanks. And then the Wi-Fi, they say the Wi-Fi is going to be back. Obviously, it's not because there's no power. So Wi-Fi goes, where's it to come back? And then they go, just kidding, because there's no electricity. It's like, yeah, I could have told you that. Anyway, so then electricity comes back Tuesday night. Hallelujah. But we don't get Wi-Fi back until the following Wednesday noonish. So that's when life got normal again. And then, of course, we figure out that there was a power surge, and my brand new furnace that I got 2 months ago, which I probably talked about in this podcast because narcissist. No, just kidding. But talking about my brand new air conditioning and my brand new furnace that are annoying. It's annoying pill to swallow when you got to buy things that expensive. And power surge broke like a $350 piece. So, of course, that part's not under warranty, is it? No. So, because it's a natural disaster. And that's like the one thing under the warranty that it doesn't... Same old song and dance. So, young man was up against it. And that is just the stuff that I can really easily explain. There's obviously a bunch of other stuff going on. My dog was acting weird intermittently throughout that. And you're just trying to figure out life, right? And for me, what I really honed in on is my working out. And I think it's interesting because there are differences in weeks and days when it comes to working out. Like, I'll be perfectly honest, today it's the day before 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. You're probably listening to this either the following week or right after. Either way, thanks for listening. But like, I don't really feel like working out that much. I went for a long run yesterday. I'm going to work out today, but it's going to be one that I'm just kind of making myself do because we got plans later tonight, off work tomorrow on the 4th. Don't really want to work out tomorrow on the 4th. Rather just spend some time with my fam and not have to dedicate, an hour away working out or whatever. So I'm going to make myself do it today, but I'll be 1,000% honest with you. I don't really feel like it. So it's part of my day. It's a scheduled thing. Last week, during this hell week, this challenging week, that was the opposite. Any free time I got that I could work out, I would get so excited for. I found like this energy. I wasn't tired. I wouldn't choose a nap or choose, palling around with Ro or whatever, doing something a little more enjoyable, watching a show. I would choose working out because it was so stress relieving and so peaceful, right? There's a lot of, for me, it's a mix between, I know it feels good and you get, the dopamine hit and all that kind of stuff from challenging yourself and doing something, which we've talked about at length, at nauseum. How's that expression go? For a long time. Basically talked about it too much is what I'm trying to say, jokingly. And there's that aspect of accomplishing something and then feeling better throughout the rest of your day. So I don't feel so overwhelmed because I'd be like, I can do that. I can whatever. I can call and sit on the phone with DT and figure everything out, blah, 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 blah. And then there's also when you're doing something challenging, you don't have time to think about everything else. So rather than thinking about all the other crap I had to do and figure out and manage and what have you, during those workouts, I was forced to not think about that because I'm thinking about breathing and getting through the workout and challenging myself and staying focused and doing everything the right way. Because if I'm going to be working out, I'm going to be moving, going to be pushing my body, I am not going to waste it. I'm going to be doing things the hardest way that I can. I'll be lifting, challenging myself as far as weight, which makes you think more, challenging myself as far as form. Everything is the same. Just because I'm tired doesn't mean I can do a bunch of half squats and then move on about my day thinking I just did 50 squats when I really did like 20 squats, if we're counting that way. So doing things the challenging way. And I really did try to come up with some fancier workouts that would test me a little bit more and longer workouts. I would do, of course, my Core 4 class, and then I'd go for a run afterwards or something of the sorts. And it made me feel so much better. And so I relied on it. So I guess the point is being mindful. Sometimes I think it can get swept away, like when you just think workouts are part of your routine, but you don't necessarily know exactly how much they might be helping you and benefiting you. It's easy to skip them. It's easy to be like, I got too much going on. I'm on and off the phone. I'm making sure Rowan's napping and my wife has Wi-Fi and I can get my work done and I'm managing all this. The last thing I'm thinking about is working out. This is the first thing gone. Yet I would have been a way more stressed out, lousier, miserable person had I skipped those workouts. Would have had more free time, but more free time to just stew and do nothing, right? Eventually you're just waiting. So yes, you're problem solving. It's not like I was working out instead of working or working out instead of taking care of my baby or working out instead of being with my wife. It was just when the day organically allowed time for me, an hour and a half, an hour, 30 minutes, I loved it. It was just my favorite part of the day, which weeks like this week or days like today, it's not my favorite time. I get that free time and I go, I could just go, I need to get more hockey tape. Maybe I'll just go to Pure Hockey. I'll take Rowan and we'll just kind of walk around and look at some stuff. And Maybe some tape turns into a new stick, turns into something, do something that ultimately isn't productive. And that's not even the bad one. A lot of people will do other things. And the point is, I guess it was great to be able to notice that. And I think a lot of us need to. And all it takes is being mindful, and be mindful of how important working out might be. And when you feel yourself in a lull, feel yourself feeling down or crappy, think, when was your last workout? And you go, maybe it's because I didn't work out today. And being able to relate it to something positive, like moving your body, which we all know is great for us, can set us on the right path more times than not. It's a healthy vice, if you want to put it that way. Instead of grabbing food because you stress eat, which is so super common, grabbing a bag of M&Ms, a bag of chips, or just getting a pizza for dinner on a Monday or Tuesday night, being like, oh, maybe I feel this way because I didn't really work out. I haven't worked out yesterday. I didn't work out today. And so I'm starting to feel down and lazy. And it's more times than not really what's going on. So they're more than just the physical benefits, which we know. Of course, we know that. And we always talk about the mental strength of it all, but being able to identify when you need to work out and making sure that that doesn't get disrupted so that you're a happier person and you can handle things better and you can be a better spouse in my situation. So I wasn't, if I had just gone to work for that free time and gotten a little ahead and gotten a little more comfortable for the next day, but not worked out, I would have come home so much more stressed out, which means I'm less of a joy to be around for my wife and for my baby and for my little dog. And I'm kind of a lump on the log. I might just eat dinner and sit on the couch, but I'd probably fall asleep because I was so exhausted. But doing that workout, I'd come home, I'd be a little more positive, be more, laughy, and feel more in control. I ultimately feel more confident almost in every single situation in front of me because of these workouts and making sure that they are prioritized in my day. We know that, and we know how important working out can be, especially for the mindset, but I think it's important to identify when. That was the point of this podcast. It's a real short, brief one. We're on holiday hours, baby. It's 4th of July. You don't even want to hear this right now. You're probably listening to it the following week, like I said. But be mindful of that. Every week is not going to be this way. Every week, the workout's not going to be the most fun part of your day. And a lot of times you might be doing it just to check the box, just to go, well, I need to do it. It's kind of the annoying part of my day, but I know I need to do it. And if you can go, why do I need to do it? I'm happy with the way I look. I'm happy with this. I'm happy with that. Why do I need to do it? I could take a nap instead. I could go meet friends instead. Maybe think, well, I can go meet friends after. Oh, I could take a nap or go, later or do this later. And if I do it, I'm going to feel much better doing it. Or maybe once I work out, I won't need that nap, which is what's going to happen. But that's easier said than done. But yeah, and prioritize and go, well, I'm going to go meet my friends. I've had a really stressful day. I can either go and kind of be a negative force around my friends, or I can just hit the gym and then go see my friends. And I know I'll feel better. I know I'll be more of a joy to be around because everyone deserves it. And not just you. You deserve to feel the way that you feel post-workout, and your loved ones deserve that too. They deserve to be around the happiest version of you. And if you are somebody like me, which I think is pretty common, you feel pretty good after a workout. It's pretty uplifting. It's energizing. There's a lot of science that supports that, of course, but I'm just talking on an individual basis. Maybe that is you. And if you are somebody that is new to working out or just getting into working out or just considering working out and listening to this podcast for the first time, please do it. It is the number one catalyst for change in a life. I don't care if you are in a rut with a relationship, if you're in a rut with a career, with all the above. If you are somebody who does not have fitness in their life, please start it. It is life-changing. It worked for me and countless others. sometimes you could feel fully lost. You not know what you want to do in life. I mean, that's literally what happened to me when I was like 20. I was in college. I was in my third different college because I kept transferring and changing, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I wasn't motivated, and I hated school. And the only thing that really solidified me was joining a gym. My uncle took me and he goes, "Hey, I just started working out. I want you to come on Saturday. It's Bring a Friend Day. I want you to come join." And I did that a couple Saturdays in a row, and I met the guys. And then all of a sudden, I was like, "This is kind of good. I feel good, you know." And then all of a sudden, it turned into a membership, and then I'm there 3 days a week, 5 days a week, and all of a sudden, I'm more confident than ever. And then it turns into my career, it turns into my life. You know, now we have 2 gyms, over 400 members. I'm able to do things like make this podcast, and it's everything, you know, and my wheels were spinning. Let's put it that way. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I would say that I wasn't the happiest individual, and for me, fitness changed everything. And that might sound super annoying and cheesy, but I'm being very sincere. I think it's the number one starting point because it's something you can do right now. If you're somebody who has little to no money, a broke college kid, you don't have a car, and I say, well, go get a job. And you go, how? I don't have a car. Well, first thing you need, just be a door dasher. I don't have a car. Okay, first thing you need to get a car. And then there's all these things about it's easy for you to say you can't do it. You can walk outside right now and just walk. You can walk outside and go for a run. You can hit the floor and do push-ups. You can do squat. You can do that right now. And it will change the way you feel right now. And this is true. I'm not saying you're going to do 5 push-ups and all of a sudden have the energy of a 6-year-old, but do them right now and tell me you don't feel better. Tell me you don't feel a little more awake. You definitely do. You don't feel more tired. You feel better. And it can be an awesome catalyst for changing your life. If you're down, if you feel lost, if you feel stuck, whether it's a week, like I said, that I really value these workouts, or it's the part of your life, like when you're a 20-year-old Evan and feeling kind of lost and not sure what you want to do, it will be the spark that can change everything. Try it. Move. Don't do it for anyone else but you right now. Do it. All of a sudden, you start liking yourself more. You like the way you look more. People like being around you more because you're less of a negative presence. You become a better friend. You become a better boyfriend, girlfriend. Next thing you get married. Next thing you know, you have a baby. You have a little chihuahua. You live a mile down the road of your second gym location. It's an amazing thing. Now, that is the way it happened for me, and it's obviously not just because of working out. But had I never fell in love with fitness, never stepped into that gym, never started running, I've told my origin story forever ago, where I just started running on my own. If I had never done that, I would just be a very, very different person. And it's almost scary to think about. I don't know what I would do. Now, it's definitely weirder now because I have a son, and I can't imagine that he wouldn't be around because I would have never met my wife had my life not gone exactly how it went, and blah, 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 blah. But that's a prime example. I would have never had the confidence to talk to my wife had I not been confident with who I was, which is the way that I was, unfortunately, when I was younger at that time. And the smallest little thing changed everything. So if you are somebody, I guess I'm talking to the younger crowd and with that example, but maybe not. It doesn't have to be younger. Maybe you're very happy with your career, but you want, more relationship stuff. Or maybe you're really happy with your relationship, but you want to level up. It all comes down to comfort zone and growth zones and getting out of your comfort zone. And I can't think of one more obvious one than physically. Do the hard stuff. Challenge yourself a little bit, and it's crazy how much it'll change everything. Thank you so much for listening. Happy 4th of July. Whenever you are listening to this, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, and of course, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the good, wherever you can get podcasts. We are there, baby. And our goal is to grow and grow and grow. And then Core 4 Supplements, guys, core4supplements.com, promo code podcast, save 10%, spend $99, and get free shipping right to your door. Get that protein in you. That's it, kind of a wide array. I hope you enjoyed this. I did not do the little brain teaser. I said I want to do a brain teaser, and it is. I meant to mention it right in the beginning, but just leaving you with this thought so you go on with your day wondering. I was talking about this with my wife. Does every song, now this is like recorded on an album. This isn't like the underground tracks or something that like you just wrote and you just have. Does every song that was recorded in a studio album, every song belong to somebody as their favorite? I worded that the worst way possible. Is every song somebody's favorite? Like you go, hey, Taylor Swift, Love Story. Wow, that's a million people's favorite song, right? I mean, probably more like a billion people's favorite song. But Love Story by Taylor Swift, right? But then you think Clean by Taylor Swift. Whoa, deep track. Is that someone's favorite song? You know it's somebody's favorite song. But then you expand it outside of Taylor Swift. And you just go, because there's way more people than there are songs that are recorded on a studio album. And my thought was, do you think spread across the entire world, every song on every album is at least one person's favorite? Thought it was a good thought. Think about that and think about your favorite song. Maybe let us know. Hit us in the comments. Mine just might be Love Story by Taylor Swift. It's not, and actually. Ours is the best Taylor Swift song, in case you were curious. Amongst other ones, Mary Song, top 5, doesn't matter. Love you guys. Think about that, and we will talk to you later. Happy 4th.